and then you've auto set it up and it just fucks up. So yeah. Good evening. Welcome to a later than build edition of That Millwall Podcast. Don't worry, you are watching That Millwall Podcast. We are joined today by skin fade champion, the one and only Omar. Hey, Jeff, fella, you all right?
Good, mate. How are you, pal?
I'm good. And we are joined by the one and only Ben Green. So don't adjust your sets. You are watching the right channel. I know it's been a while, but we just needed to do a welfare check, make sure that he is okay. And we've done that now. So, yeah, he is okay. You good, Ben?
I'm good. I'm okay. Excellent. Mate. I'm good.
Excellent. Right. Without further ado, time to hit the intro. Good evening. Welcome back. Danny Chaplow. Ben's going to play right back for us, mate. He's got his boots all ready, mate.
I'm on my way down tonight.
He's on his way down. He's going to go play with right back. So, I want to start because I'm going to shoot off for a minute in a second, then I'll be back. But these two guys will do it. But, gents, while we're here, right, I don't know why I haven't brought a noose. I haven't brought a fucking set of razor blades. Sharp instruments have been taken away from me. It's been one of those weeks. I honestly think that I have never seen so much bollocks written on social media from anything from sack the chairman.
You're just talking about me, there, Mickey. Is that it?
No, yeah. Sack the chairman, sack Gallen, sack the manager. Fucking, we need to buy 10 players. We're going into administration. We're going into League One. We're going into You can't go into administration without being in debt. We're not in debt, so rule that one out. I don't know how you get rid of a chairman if he didn't want to sell. That's an interesting one. And
it's our club, it's our club, not his, right?
It is, yeah. They are custodians, but they do know that, yeah. It's our fucking badge. But mate, am I wrong or am I right? It's fucking been murder. It's been murder on our chat groups. On our groups.
Yeah. I hard to describe it. It's just been relentless, hasn't it? But then I suppose if you're in them circles, you surround yourself in them circles, you're going to find the negativity, ain't you? I'm sure there is some. It's always a split opinion, isn't it? And it's not just. It just feels like online anyway has been echoing just that one message. And I don't know. For me personally, like I don't know. I've seen us get relegated and go through administration almost. 20 years ago, literally 20 years ago to this year. So like that was tough. That was tough times for Millwall. But I'm not expecting. I don't obviously look. We could be disappointed about the results and performances of late. Of course we can. I do sometimes think, though, the reactions and stuff that's being put online is a bit overkill. We're in a run of form of, 1 win in 13. But then again, we also some people booed after 9 games unbeaten. So you can't win either way, let's be honest. But people are entitled to their opinions. But it has been a bit of an onslaught, it feels like this week.
I blame the building of Coward's Way 20 years ago. I think 3 years ago, 4 years ago now.
Just bring back Others and see it in Cobler Lane, I'll be happy. And then
after Birmingham, I just blame that, mate. Do you know what I mean? Fuck it, let's blame Theo. It's Theo's fault. Do you know what I mean? It was Theo's fault we went into administration last time. So, yeah, we blame Theo because Theo brought in Peter de Savary, didn't he? And
I think he did, yeah.
And the other weirdo, I can't think of his name. And then luckily John come in and rescued us and all of that. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you guys, what's your thoughts? If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to like. I mean, what's your thoughts? I'm going to have to shoot in a sec, but what's your thoughts?
Question to Ben, actually. Ben, do you think on the back of, obviously mentioned...
I'll be back in a minute, yeah?
Go on, mate. Do you think, on the back of mentioning John Berylson there, do you think because we've had that stability and that kind of, in a sense, we've had good years really when we look back at Millwall's history, do you think, obviously at the moment we're going through that kind of change and there's new ownership, obviously, albeit it's his son, do you think that's adding to the fire a bit at times? Or do you think that adds some sort of element to it?
I feel like it's gone from 0 to 100 in terms of 0 being really stable and 100 being not batshit crazy, because that's not what's happening now. We're not in absolute crisis mode, don't get me wrong. But it feels like we've had such a long period of time of being stable and we knew what we were trying to do. We know who we are, etc., etc. It just feels like it's all been chucked up in the air and we don't really know. I think that's the biggest thing with me, mate. Like, the last 2 games, I've never been more down after 2 games following us, probably for 20 years. And I genuinely mean that. Even when we've been horrendously shit in my lifetime, in our lifetime supporting Millwall, I don't think I've been this down supporting us. And I think that is it.
Do you mean that?
But I think that it's a collective of where we are at the minute as a club. And I mean that, like, do you get what I'm saying? Even when it's been shit, I feel like we've known where we are. We know where we stand. Do you understand what I mean?
I'm just thinking about times. I'm thinking about going to Borough away and losing 4-0 on Ian Holloway and having Steve Lomas in charge, a vermin in charge of our team, and was signing. We played 42 players in one season. That to me was carnage and all over the place. And then, we had that season where we stayed up, where we had people like Owen Garvin playing for us and stuff like that. To me feels a lot worse than where we're at the moment.
I mean, maybe a massive recency bias on my part there, maybe.
I think that's what it is as well. Like I said about being like well looked after for the last 10, 15, 20 years, where we didn't take much risks financially. We didn't really, you could say we took a lot of risks with the likes of signing Ivanovic, for example. He's on record transfer. He's 19. He's unknown. He's a bit, we've got a young owner in charge at the moment. And that's kind of like maybe a bit more ballsy, a bit more of a kind of just try and do this approach. And this, you can tell what he wants to do and it's happening. But I feel like we had the past where, we had steady consistency, boring football under Gary Rowett, you could say. And I think then as well, then we've forgotten about them past. Like you said, maybe the same recency bias, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I think it, as I say, from my point of view, just a personal opinion, I think it's just the unknown element of everything in a minute. I don't really know what we seem to be trying to do, where we're going. Do you know what I mean? It just seems like there is a lot of that at the minute. And again, that just might be how I'm feeling with it. I don't know. Listen, I've said this a few times. We've had chats about it. It's our longest run in the championship for God knows how long, might even be ever, right? Mm-hmm. So we can't complain about who we are. There does seem to be a little bit, and this certainly isn't me, there does seem to be a little bit of a divine right creeping in us that we feel like we should be in the upper echelons of the championship. We should be in the playoffs. I certainly don't feel like that because I'm quite realistic in terms of the clubs are up against ultimately, and their budgets. And I know people get annoyed at that argument. Oh, we've got money, blah. I get it, but clubs are bigger than us. Like there ain't many smaller clubs than us now in the championship, and I genuinely mean that. Like you've only got to look at our away support now. There ain't many clubs in the league that don't take as little as us. We do away from home, and that's not a. It's not a dig, it's just where football's going, right? We're not a huge club in the championship anymore. So I think there's a little bit of realism from my part. So there seems to be a bit of a divine right that we feel like we should be up in the upper parts of the league. And I just think there's such a big gap now between those parachute payment clubs that come down and us, ultimately, mate.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you. And I think it's the tainting expectation of ambition, isn't it? I think people always want more. I want us to go up. I want us to be up there and fighting for promotion. I want us to try and have a go and be in the Premier League, but only for one season. Don't get me wrong, that's all I want. But I think reality does set in sometimes. You look at the finances compared to everyone. You put the finances table next to the league table. Most of the time, you have it kind of balanced out.
Yeah, and we're probably about right where we are now, I would say.
Probably so. And I think, but the thing is, it's very knee jerk. I feel like the reactions. Like I'm not pro or against at the moment. I'm allowed to be upset and annoyed about it. I could walk out on Tuesday night and be fuming about performance, and shout a few expletives as I walk out the ground and be pissed off until the next day and still be annoyed by it. But people it's still carrying on now, and it's like we've got a game tomorrow. Where like for me, it's like it's done now. I've been upset about it for a couple of days. By Thursday, I'm already looking forward to playing my trip to Luton, and it's like, but it feels like a lot of the calls you see online anyway. And I do have to remind myself it's a small minority, but it's the vocal minority, as we always say. But
yeah, you always see it, right? Because you'll be on Twitter, you'll see something
exactly.
going, well, I don't agree with that, or that's wrong, or whatever.
Exactly. Precisely.
Yeah, listen, I probably got to Thursday, and then I'm all right now. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm looking forward to watching the game. So it took me a few days, and again, I think for me more the performances, mate, because I don't ever mind losing. Don't ever mind losing. I think like most fans of any club, you have to certain standards, right? And I don't feel like they've been met on any level on the last two games. No. And when I say that, people go, we scored 2 great goals against Cardiff. Yeah, we did. But then the game management side of things, we don't need to go into battering players tonight, but the game management as a collective wasn't good enough. We didn't keep the ball collectively like good enough. No one showed any composure collectively. Do you know what I mean? So, and the whole game was just bad all round. So I think that was the thing that really annoyed me more, mate. It wasn't like, oh, we got beat 1-0 by Hull and we absolutely battered them and their keepers made 15 saves. Almost like, you know, when we went to Rotherham and fucking Gordon Banks was in goal and he made 17 unbelievable saves. You can't come away from it and go, how did we get beat? It wasn't like that against Hull, was it? It was just bad. No.
It was probably the worst I've seen us play for a long time at home.
Yeah, me, full stop, mate. I think just it was just really bad. That was the thing that annoyed me and upset me more was the performance than anything else.
No, I totally agree. No, I do agree with you. And I think we've got a perfect opportunity to put it right tomorrow, which we'll get onto in a bit about talking about the game. I'm just going to get some comments up anyway. I've got Anthony Pike saying you can never be stable in the Championship. That's the problem. I'd argue we've been quite stable, to be honest, under Rowett, 4 top our finishes and counteract to that, Anthony. But I do take your point.
You're on just touch from Rowett in Oxford because...
yeah. You seem to start there off too. I mean, I'm not surprised.
We had that spike.
Exactly. Richard Lacey says sharp. It's because Bradshaw's mum ain't about anymore.
That is true, Richard. Yeah, mate, that is very true.
Evenings to Gems. Carl basically, absolutely. We need Super Neil Harris back. Do you know what? I'm not going to mention his name tonight. That's it. That's the only time it's going to come up anyway. But yeah, so boys, if you've got your comments to get in, be sure to ask them and get things in anyway. We've got last 3 months of Holloway, but we were hopeless, where teams were putting 3, 4, 5 past us every week. I'll make you right, and that's true. I think it's too soon to say we're being mismanaged as a club, Ben, because it is too soon. Like the season's.
As I said, mate, I feel like it's just the amount of change. We've gone from stability like everywhere in the club to it's almost like we've torn up we haven't torn up blueprint, but you get what I mean. Like everything's changing, right? It feels like that sometimes, or has recently felt like that. So I think that's more it. It's just we ain't an unstable club, let's be honest. But it feels like that at the minute because we're so used to it.
We live in it as well, I think, isn't it? It's there. It's under our noses right now. We're seeing it play out. We're going to win tomorrow anyway, Ben, so it's going to be fine. Rob Quinn, this is not the worst period ever. A young fan might think so, but we have been far worse. And Harris is not coming back. Get real, folks. We are where we are. We are where we need to be. Get on and do our best. That's it. Daily Mill says 2-0 win tomorrow. We'll get some predictions in a bit. Got a comment here from Carly Jane Elliott. Maybe we have taken for granted being a stable club for the last few years. The Championship is a tough league, and we have sustained a great position in the league. However,
I think that can we just pin that tweet? I think that is exactly that is just it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I couldn't agree more as well. Got to put our heads up. Can we get a result at Luton? Let's talk. I've got a question actually started here, Ben, for you. Just more positivity anyway. Who's going to play right back tomorrow? And I'll put it.
Me.
Exactly. But I'll put it to the chat as well. What do we see kind of the lineup being at least at the defence? I think. What do you reckon? What would you go for?
Just my opinion. I think we might go 3 at the back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
interesting.
I think we will, and I think you might end up seeing someone like George Honeyman play right wing back.
I'm not against it. Let's be honest with you, the situation we're in.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, Kramer come on the other night and did really well for someone that's never played right back. He did really well, but I don't want to see him start there. I would.
I spoke about Stephen the other day. My fear is, I think he's quite protected in the centre half position, and the whole elusive knee injury that he had in the past and the issues he's having. I just wonder, especially thinking about obviously Paul Danny Mack and Ryan Leonard's obviously out on the right back position. How's your luck? They both go down in the second half, especially in Danny's case, where I could just see the similar image with Tanganga. Not to say it's going to happen because it's managed, but when you're out in the right back position, I think
you are a bit more exposed.
Different movement and different kind of positioning, I suppose. I don't know if that plays in the back of my mind as a bit of a fear.
Will it be Alfie Doughty, left wing for them?
Probably, yeah.
So, I mean, he's decent, isn't he? So, listen, I think that the most obvious thing to do would be to put Tanganga at right back. He played there for Spurs, didn't he, for a bit? I just feel like we have got 6 centre halves. So, whilst 3 of them aren't up to probably a championship standard or to be starting, I think playing 3 at the back is the most logical way. And you could even this is going to send heads in the chat, but you could even put Billy at right wing back. He's played there for us. He's played right back, and so people are going to lose their mind at that. But he has played there.
This is my point. Even this comment from Oscan here, which I respect everyone's opinion, even a joke. I have no faith in our senior pros. Then when near we get to deadline, it'll be panic buys. But like, I'd argue our senior pros have been here 6, 7, 8 years and can be relied on. The counteract argument to that is they're aging, I suppose, and they've been here for too long and maybe overstayed their welcome. But I back these lot to get us out of it. They've done it last year, and that was a lot worse situation. Much of the same group still here. Of course, the age of the scenario comes into it, and other players need to step up and help with that. But I think with Savile as well getting crucified for Tuesday night. Fatal mistake.
I thought Sav did all right on Tuesday. I didn't think
exactly. But the whole laying on the floor and everyone's just clipping it online. But I'm like, in reality, like, he's made a mistake. I'm going to allow him to go out there tomorrow if he starts. I'd be surprised if he does, to be honest, after that on Tuesday. I don't know what Alex Neil's thinking about it, but I wouldn't. I'll put him back out there to put a performance in. I'd back him even more so to put performance in to kind of put it right. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, but Sav's been getting a lot of stick, in he not only just for laying down, but just in general. Recently, I actually don't think he's been too bad, Sav. Again, we've spoken about it, mate, on our pre-record before. I think with Sav, I almost feel like he probably didn't want to be playing as much as he's had to play this year. And he probably was going to be a little bit more of a bit part player. And there's probably an element of like his legs can't play Monday, Tuesday anymore. Saturday, Tuesday, sorry. So I would still play him tomorrow. I didn't think he did that bad outside of the obvious. It'd be interesting what Alex Neil thinks though. I don't know. I just think with the amount of injuries and players we've got out, I don't think we've got many options to change it in certain positions. That's going to be the only issue.
Who's the 21's right back? Is it Carl Smith or something? I've seen him play a couple of times. There's also another geezer that I think is there. Maybe a youngster comes through. Why not? Maybe give him an opportunity. We were talking about that. Anyway, I asked the question, who do you think plays right back tomorrow? We've got Joe Bryan from the Daily Millwall. That's it. Thank you, mate. Crammer from Wall Lion. Back 3, Tony says. And that's going to be Coops, JT and Crammer. Yeah. Harden or Crammer from Oscan. Crammer did well right back when he came on. Agreed. But I don't know if that's his natural position. I think it was more circumstantial to put him there, perhaps. Back 4 of Brian, Cooper, Crammer and Tango from Jack Pendergast. Thanks for your comment. Crammer looks like he belongs in Game of Thrones. He's a bit of a man mountain, ain't he? Huge, specimen. I'm sure. Yeah, you know. I'm 6'4" too, mate. I'm not too.
Oh, you fuck!
I'm a specimen too, mate. Come on.
You know, I'll tell you, mate. I'm really gutted that I had to leave for a little bit because I was listening to you in the car, and Ben, you were just lining them up for me to hit them out of the park with some of your comments, mate. And I just missed all of them. Well, when you turned around and said, I've never been so depressed over the last 2 games, it's because you haven't got that name underneath you on the other weddings where you're going, mate. That's what it is, you see.
Mate, listen, it's just, as I said, mate, it's been more the performances than anything else because I can always take positives in most of our performances, to be fair. The last 2, I just haven't been able to, mate. I've really struggled.
I know,
that's not entirely true. Bangura Williams, I'll take it.
Right in the past as well, though. It's going to get better. Things can only get better, right?
No, who would have? Let's look at the positives in this, right? Who would have thought that we would have had a player given an impersonation of Neymar in SC16? Because you know, if that's what he's done now after 2 games and he scored 2 in 2, then do you know what? I think the future's bright. I think, you know, you've got to look at some of these things and go, well, there's a result. That's that's good, and this is good, and this is coming through. And I think there's a couple of points really. What you picked up, you said, Ben, what I need to pick up. I think there is a massive amount of some of the guys in the media. Mickey looks like a bouncer. Yeah, your name's not down. Fuck off.
Got any ID, man?
Yeah, got any ID? Yeah, you're over 21.
You're too small to be a bouncer.
What's that say? Mickey is too. Fuck off, Tony. You know what I mean? You're lucky you live in New Zealand, fella. Do you know what I mean? But no, what I mean by that, what I'm saying is that the problem we had, right, and it's a whole new arena, is that when John was here, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again, is that John was like a mushroom. He was kept in the dark and fed shit, and I know that from personal experience because I used to get told in mornings that John was going to be phoning me in the evening, and it was like, don't mention this, don't mention that, do this, do that. And I know that when John was here, that it was very highly protected, that he couldn't talk to people and all that. And I think the problem you've got now is that, obviously, rest in peace, John, is that with John moving over and you've got obviously James coming in, James is wanting to grab it by the horns and look at what's going on. And obviously there was things what he didn't like, and we had a whole new change up, and he's brought people in who he trusts or people he thinks can do the job. And where this asset and everything else is basically, I don't think it's necessarily that we're looking to become a selling club by any means. I think what it is that our average age was, 47. And I think we're now looking to try and bring the average age down to 25, 26. But it's not fill it full of League One players and young players. It's basically, we've got some good pros with the experience, and get some more good pros and have a good mix of good pros, good youngsters who potentially have something about them, where if you look at it over the last, 10 years at least, under the old watch, it was basically we never got a player to sell or to use. We get a player, 3-year deal, and it'd be 28, 29 when we got him, and he'd basically die here, and then if we're lucky, we'd ship him off somewhere, or we'd cancel his contract and he'd move on for nothing. And I think that's the whole new thing around it, is actually we've got someone where for the last 10, 15 years, the Premiership was a dirty word. But we had Mark Fairbrother the other week going, we're going to be looking at a Premiership in 2030. It's never fucking happened. But we can't get there. Yeah, I get that. But listen, Rome weren't built in a day. Do you know what I mean? And fuck me, Man City lost fucking how many on the bounce? So if they can do it, there. I can understand this level of fucking panic if we were 4 games left to go and we're sitting in 4th from bottom. But, we're not. And we're 9 points from the playoffs, I think it is, and fucking 4 points from relegation. So it just shows how tight the league is. But I think realistically, 6, maybe 7 wins between now and the end of the season could change everything for us. And again, I understand some smart Alex going to come in and go, yeah, well, 6 or 7 losses could do the same. Yeah, it could. But I think that we've still got 20 odd games. I just think that we're on a rebuild. We have to understand that. And we have to basically suck it up to a level, because if you want, what the entitlement want, then we can't just go from here to there. We've got to, progress up. And let's be honest, who in their fucking smallest imagination, mate, would ever think that Millwall would sell a player for 14, 15 million, what the rumours alleged to believe. 2 players, okay, people will say they're our best players, but 2 players who realistically didn't want to be here anymore, sold for 22 million pound. And that money will be reinvested. Fucking
Can we have our say now?
Yeah, of course you can.
Didn't know it's the Mickey Simpson show. That's it.
Shut your mouth, you tart.
So I don't agree with anything what you said there, Mickey. I don't disagree with any of it, mate, at all. Don't disagree.
Disagree. I thought you said
disagree.
I don't agree.
No.
I was thinking.
Did I say agree? No. Sorry, mate. Disagree. Don't disagree at all, mate. That's the way that we've been all wanting to run for ages, right? All we've been saying, we haven't had any players that have been assets. Keep hearing that word and I fucking hate it.
So do I. I think it was a bad PR move from the club.
The only caveat and thing I would say is to the new model is it has to be a revolving door.
Yes.
You have to have your next one lined up once you've sold your SAs or your Flemings, whoever the next one, your Bangor or Williams, whatever. So you have to have the next one lined up. I don't feel like we have yet because the club knew about SA 3 months ago, right? We all did in some way.
Well, there was rumour, but then there was rumour. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm not involved in a boardroom meeting, but there was rumours and whatnot from different angles that it weren't going to happen. It was going to happen in the summer. And then all of a sudden it weren't, same as Fleming. Fleming weren't happening. And then literally last minute they come in with a fucking offer what was too good to refuse. So, you have to sort of put up with it. But
we're 7 days out, right, from the end of the window.
Yeah, and I reckon we'll sign players by then.
You reckon we will?
Yeah. I think it's just a dodgy window though. Because it's January. If it weren't, if it was the injuries, no one would have thought that we would have lost Leonard. We were all expecting to lose at some point, but we didn't expect to lose Leonard and Danny Mack on the same night.
4 minutes.
Yeah, within 4 minutes. We definitely wouldn't dare. I mean, but you've got players coming back. We've got Femi coming back, 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We've got Danny Kelly coming back. We've got some other ones coming back. We've got some good youth coming through. And the difference now, what we've got now, what we didn't have 6 months ago or 6 months ago. Yeah, so last summer, what we've got now before last summer is that we've got a manager, director of football, talking to the people at the youth. And look at Bangor Williams, look at, Kendall, etc., etc. They've been given contracts. They've been given contracts now before their contracts end.
Just because they've been given contracts doesn't mean they're necessarily good enough. In Bangor Williams' case, you can see it. And I think I agree.
Would you rather contracts offered or would you prefer to lose them for nothing?
What I was trying to say is I like the approach, and of course I'm for it. I've been talking about it for years that this is the way to go. But I feel like we're almost going too far the other way, if that makes sense. And I think I'll give the club the benefit of the doubt with the SA and Fleming situation. But we did know Fleming went into the summer. Did we not think maybe have something ready for the start of January? But then again, January is hard to deal in. So I give a lot of benefits of the doubt there. And also, Ben's right to say you should have the next one already in before you start to sell. But I think because it's so new and we're learning on the job here, Millwall's learning on the job as they're doing this. Like, it's a new model, new approach. All the staff or everyone that's involved, it's the first time that they're actually dealing. So
not necessarily in as well, mate. Because I get the cash flow thing. Yeah. Right? You have to sell.
I think also the benefit of that was almost offered here to the club. But the only problem is that we're seeing this happen playing out in front of us, and we've not won. We won one game of 30. That's the scary part, which everyone's fearful of. But I do think they're going to get it right. I think.
Yeah. I think. Do you not think that maybe Fleming's replacement was possibly Femi or the guy we didn't get on the last day, what fell through on the last day, the Fulham winger?
Was it Modo or what was his name? I can't remember his name for love of money now.
Godo, no.
Godo,
Marshall, yeah.
Marshall
Godo, I don't know. I mean, there was players that we didn't get, and then obviously we've got. I mean, I wonder if that was what they were looking at, that was going to be a replacement. And maybe they were looking at youth. Bangor Williams may be a replacement for SA because of, talking to people who know the youth, they reckon that there's a good couple of youth there what are potentially better than SA coming through, and you just think I'd rather us start bringing some of the youth in, which has never happened really since probably '88. Really, to be fair, when we last done good, where youth was what's come through the academy, but it is scary. I understand that, but it's just not. The door isn't shut on it yet, is it? That's the thing. That's what
the consequence is relegation, though. That's the scary part, mate. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like, okay, look, I understand that relegation, is scary, but it's. I mean, yeah, okay, the TV money goes down to a degree, but so do wages, so do a lot. But the problem you've got here is that no matter how good Gallen is or how good James Berylson is, they've inherited players have been here too long, and they weren't, they weren't doing well. We don't know what was on last year,
But hang on,
Go on, mate. No, go on, mate. You go.
They brought back Sean Hutchinson. He's frozen, by the way. So go on, just make your point.
But it's we've just got to suck it up and see. Yeah, I know. I'm back now.
Go on, Ben. What do you want to say, mate?
Well, it was more like, I think exactly what you were going to say. We still then re-signed Hutch.
Yeah.
The club went and re-signed Hutch.
And this is the new ownership that done it. This is the new
Harris wanted it. I
was about to say, you could say it was
because Harris wanted him. So
yeah, but they could have said no, clearly, because albeit Harris had a say in things, they have the final say when they signed the dotted line for the checkbook. Yeah, right?
I think the big thing here makes me, he's obviously frozen again.
I'm back. I'm going to put
the big thing here is it needs to be a bleeding out of that old group of players that we've got. It should have happened a year, 18 months ago. We're now at a situation where we're going to come up to this summer and it's going to be a big bang because you're either going to let 8 players go or what are you going to do? Or we're going to be in this situation again next January and say, we've still got 6 of them on the books because we had to re-sign them because we didn't have the money to go and sign 8 new players. So I think that's the thing that's concerned me. It should have been a gradual process. And if they knew they were going down this route, and again, I know we were fighting relegation last year, so it would have been hard to plan, but it seems like it needs to be a gradual process. And I'm with you, mate. I feel like the dial's going a bit too much the other way. And whilst Mickey's frozen and can't say anything, the recruitment so far hasn't impressed me. So I'm concerned about, even when we do bring players in, are they going to be good enough to help us? And I know, again, there's going to be a view to the future with these players, but we also need players that can make an impact now as well.
Yeah, for sure. Let's read some comments out anyway. Well said, Mickey from the Scott Chitty. No panic yet. Probs needs probably the point again to stay up. Do need some signings though. Couldn't agree more on that one, to be honest. We've had our so-called easy games. We've got a tough last finish. That's the worry. I think we got Luton tomorrow, Pompey midweek, and then next Saturday is home game. No boys. Can't remember. Come on, someone save me. But I think we've got 3
QPR, mate. QPR, isn't
it? 3 or 4 games, and then after that, then it's like the big boys, and that's the fear. And under Harris, I'd have backed us to win them games. I'm still unsure yet, but I'm still unsure. Let's read some more comments quickly anyway. If we were up near the top of the table, they would have stayed till the summer. Do you agree with that?
No.
Mickey? He's froze again. Mickey needs to sort of life out.
And I'll just add to that, just because I think he's destined for bigger things than us.
Yeah. But maybe there might be the question. There's a question, but you froze again, mate. If we were up near the top of the table, they would have stayed till the summer. It was a comment here from Daniel. Do you agree? Yes or no?
No, I don't. I think it was based. I think there was a lot at play there with, not just us. I think his agent wanted to move. I think I think that, for the fact that Crystal Palace knew what the release fee was, obviously means that the agent had involvement. So yeah, I think it was. The agent wanted a payday, SA wanted a payday. And I think the worrying part about it is that we've spoken about it on the show for so long that we've had so many agents, so many scouts watching SA for so long, and yet no one else coming through.
It's not. I think Palace wanted to go really quickly, didn't they? I'd argue also if we was near the top, he'd have a lot more suitors because he would have been probably central to that. To be fair, if we were near the top of the table right now, we don't have
a comment, mate. Sorry, on the how many points we need. So just based on last year,
the
bottom 3. So say Rotherham were down on 27, so ignore them. Huddersfield 45 and Birmingham on 50. Plymouth stayed up on 51. So we would technically need 20 games in 20 points in 20 games, thereabout 21 games.
Yeah, no, for sure.
19 games. Maths ain't good.
We're gonna win. We've got to win some games. We'll be all right. We win 5. We'll be fine.
If we win 7 games, I think we're fine, aren't we?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We don't have an option now with our injuries. We have to sign, but we can't afford to panic sign. Thoughts, Ben?
Yeah, I still think that because, as Mickey said, we have got players coming back, but we are so light on the ground now that we do need players in. I suppose the obvious fix to that is loan signings, right? I'm assuming by the fact we haven't seen Wintle in the last 2 games at all, he's going back to Cardiff.
Do you think?
Well, we haven't seen him. He hasn't even been on the bench, right? We've named 3 centre halves on the bench for the last 2 games, so it wouldn't make any sense to not have him unless there's been some behind the scenes issues that we don't know, I would assume he's going back. He's barely played anyway, but that frees up another loan spot, doesn't it? So, yeah, maybe the loan market's the way to go at the minute, just to get some covering.
We'll have to wait and see. I think I'm trying not to say that winger's name that used to play for us, but I still definitely want to try and pursue that again if I was Millwall. I think we missed
his name.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
We've got another lad in the name with the same surname.
Sean Batt.
Yeah, Sean Batt. That's it. James Henry. That's it.
I've got Sean Batt's shirt out there from when he played in my charity game.
Have you?
Yeah.
Did he sign it?
I looked the other day and I couldn't believe the age of him.
Is he 40 probably?
He's not as old as I thought he was going to
be. I think he was like 24 when he played for us.
He's 37.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's 37. I couldn't believe it.
I went to AFC Wimbledon the pre-season friendly when he done his ligaments, man. We signed him then. We had him on loan from Posh. Then we brought him in and I was like, this is it. We're in the championships. He's chance. The pace he had. He went down like the first pre-season game. I was fucking gutted for him. He was
his only goal at Leeds in the league. Is it the league?
I think so, yeah.
That was his only goal.
Mad. That's
just
we're
going to talk.
Go on.
You want to carry on talking this, or should we just talk about Luton now?
Do you not want to do your question or stuff you was talking about?
I've done a question beforehand, and one of them got it. But yeah, I couldn't believe either that until SA, we had the record was broken 20 years ago by Roberts, what got sold. So we sold a player, which remarkably enough, we sold a player to Palace, Andy Roberts, for $2.5 million. And then there's 3 other players. Technically Fleming's in there, but it's a loan as such, so not. But there's 3 other players in there what broke a record every time they got sold. And I put it out and one person got it right. A couple of them come up with names. But I mean, you two boys, I don't think you saw the chat before you come on. So I mean, who would you believe they are? And we're going back, 20 odd years.
I'm going to chuck one out there. Is that Whitbread?
No.
What was this? What's the question? Sorry, Mickey.
So it's almost 20 years since Andy Roberts left Millwall for Crystal Palace for a club record selling of £2.5 million. It was a record outgoing from the Den. Not long ago. Obviously, SA is the new record holder, but there is 3 other players
that broke our record sales.
Yeah.
Okay, so Steve Morrison.
Yeah, correct. That's
what. George Saville when he went to Borough.
Yeah, that's 2.
I'm sure not Whitbread. He must have been. He was £1 million, wasn't he?
Well, I didn't even that. No. So it was. So that was 90. So Roberts was not 2005. That was 95, I think. No.
Yeah.
So then it's Cahill.
2009.
Then it's Cahill, Morrison, and then Saville.
No. Who did you say?
Cahill. Tim Cahill.
No. Cahill only sold for 2.1 million.
Yeah, but okay, right.
It's not a record.
No,
don't forget, Andy Roberts set the record at 2.5.
It's a good one. This one. It's a good one. What year? Give us the year.
Oh,
I'm trying not to look at the chat, so someone in the chat's going to probably say it. Does it have the year?
No, but I would say it was probably late 2000s.
Late 2000s?
Let me see. Hang on.
Was it a young player?
No, but he has gone on to do lots of good things since.
What the fuck? It's not a Dozy or anything like that, is it?
No,
Lucas Neal?
No, some people class him as a Millwall legend. The 3 players named could potentially be classed at least in a Millwall Hall of Fame.
Lucas Neal, Ben saying. It's not Lucas Neal, man.
It's not Lucas Neal.
Millwall Hall of Fame? Fuck me.
He left to join West Brom in 2010.
Not Stephen Reid. 2010.
Yeah, he's Stephen Reid, yeah.
He didn't leave. He joined Blackburn in 2003 or 2.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. 98, he moved to Blackburn. Yeah. And then 5 years later, after initial line spell, he joined West Brom, yeah. But it was Stephen Reid.
How much was Whitbread? Did he go? Because that's going to annoy me now.
I don't think it was that much, mate.
I think it was $1 million.
So Stephen Reid, then it was Steve Morrison, obviously Norwich, and then it was Saville. But it's interesting enough that 2 of those 3 come back to us because the clubs couldn't afford to buy them. in the instalment side, wasn't it?
Morrison deal. Norwich made money and then some for him, mate. He was in the
Premier
League.
Then he went to Leeds, didn't he? And then he brought himself out of Leeds to come back. I mean,
yeah, that's different.
The shock horror when I just looked and it said from BBC Sport for an undisclosed fee from us.
Oh, yeah.
I just had it in my head. It was £1 million. I don't know why.
I don't think. Yeah, I mean,
I loved it. Yeah,
left-footed American centre half,
blonde hair, mate.
And he went to Norwich as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I remember a game. It would have been probably in the Johnson's Paint Trophy or something, and we played Carlisle. And I'm pretty sure he missed a penalty, and it's still travelling.
I think he missed. I think he also missed a penalty against Birmingham. We had him in the cup. I'm sure he missed a pen that day. We had him on loan initially.
He had an unbelievable left foot.
And Lenny Pidgeridley playing goal for one game on loan to us
from Chelsea.
Yeah, because then he came back to us afterwards. But I think because we had Colin Doyle and then Pidgeridley went and goal for this one game against Birmingham, we lost in the cup, like 2005 maybe.
I'm trying to find that Carlisle game now. I'm almost missed the penalty in that game.
Right, come on then, everyone. We're going to talk next about Luton.
750 grand.
There you go.
I think it was. Oh no, market value, and then it's got £100,000 he went to Norwich for.
100 grand.
Yeah, 100 grand allegedly.
Fucking hell!
On transfer market, yeah.
But even like Henry went for nothing, and Trotter went for nothing at that time.
That's what I mean. We used to sell players for. I mean, you think we sold COYL for what 1.1? When I think it was 1.3. When I think it was
1.5. I think.
Madness, isn't it? Really. And now we're selling a player for 14 million, and you're like,
I'll tell you one thing. At least we didn't sell Cahill to Simon Jordan and fucking Palace at the time. That would be the beginning in the end, wouldn't it?
But Palace did make a bid, didn't they? Because Theo and Simon Jordan were pals, so they made a bid, but actually it didn't create a bidding war. And
couldn't think of anything worse than seeing Tim Gale playing a Palace shirt. Listen, I can forgive Esse in the modern day world, maybe just, but if Cahill was playing,
I don't really see Palace as a fucking rival. I see him as a bit pathetic.
Oh, listen, mate. If we had him every season, we'd be a rival. Let's have it right.
Yeah,
they're stone's throw away from us. Let's have it right. It's the same way West Ham try and say not rivals or something stupid like that.
West Ham history definite.
Yeah, but if we're playing Palace every season, mate, it'd be one of the first games we look forward to. Let's have it right.
Remember him as well.
Harry Toffler.
Do you still Forest? Greece? Yeah, Greece, right? No,
yeah, Greece. Probably because of the Forest owner, I'm assuming. Is he gone?
Yeah, exactly. Right, come on, Mickey. Lead us into Luton, mate. Talk to us.
Millwall travel tomorrow to Luton. It's a shithole country in Bedford. It's famous for being on 24 hours in police custody. What seems to be able to make about 14 series of one town.
Is that all in Luton?
Yeah, it happens all in Luton and the surrounding bits. Yeah, it's all in Bedford because every time they get nicked, they're back to Leeds, back to Luton Police Station. Do you know what I mean?
Well, there's a nugget.
They've even had Tommy on there as well, haven't they? They had Tommy Robinson on there as well. They've had and they always seem to have nonces and murderers, don't it? Really on there. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm not saying that Tommy was on there for something completely different before where it led in there. That's not what I'm saying. But
YouTube's going to age gate us for that one, mate. Just saying the word.
But madness. A whole show from there. So Ben Thatcher. Sorry, I was just looking at that comments. Ben Thatcher, what a player he was, eh? But so we play him tomorrow. Omar's on the train about 8 o'clock.
After this.
We have played them. We have won 24 head-to-head records of Luton Town against us. So, 24 times. So we've played them 55, 80, 89 times. We've won 24, drawn 30 and lost 35. I think that's right. It could be the other way around. But we played them quite a few times. And I suppose the most famous of them all was in 1985, where we were that pissed off, we took our seats home with us. And some of you probably still got your seats.
Do you want to see some fun facts anyway, guys? Luton Town are unbeaten across their last 6 league games against Millwall. They've won 2, drawn 4, keeping a clean sheet in each of their last 2 meetings with the Lions. Millwall failed to win any of their last 6 away games against Luton. drawn 5, lost 1. So it's a 1-0 victory in October 2000. Each of their last 5 visits, however, finished as a draw. Luton have lost just one of their last 8 league home games, 1-4, drawn 3, and 1 defeat to Norwich City. Across that stint, the Hatters haven't conceded more than 1 goal in any of those matches. Millwall have failed to win any of their last 6 away games. Drawn 4, lost 2. Last during a longer run without a fixture on the road between March and October 2022. That was 12 matches. Millwall boss Alex Neil has won none of his 3 Football League away games against Luton. So
you know, when we said we wanted to keep it positive, that's fucking thrown out the window.
Yeah.
We're on to the next one now.
I go to Google and they give you 5 facts under the game when you click onto it. And I hadn't pre-read them. I just thought I'll go for it. And yeah, it kind of was how I suspected them to be. But look, in my opinion, though, those records need to be broken eventually. And it sounds like they're all in our favour. So listen, you know what I mean? Like, we haven't won there in ages. Alex has never won a league game there. Probability says it's gonna have to change eventually, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it definitely. Laws of averages, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Like, all there to be broken.
We can't always be shit, can we?
Exactly. If I flip a coin, I can't always get heads, right? It's gonna have to change.
Didn't we used to just most shows a few seasons back? Didn't like most shows we used to sit there and moan about how shit we were, and now we're shit. We're now moaning that actually we're Barcelona, really.
Where have you gone with that? Where's he gone with that?
I never said that once, Mickey, and that was after Sheffield Wednesday.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget the show after
the
Forest.
biggest myth ever as well, because we should have lost 6-4 against Sheffield Wednesday.
I think the best one ever, the best show ever was the one after Sheffield, after Nottingham Forest. After
4 years ago, COVID times.
Yeah, just before COVID, wasn't it? I know we didn't. Yeah, we didn't actually do one then, but we've done one afterwards. But COVID, we talked about it. Yeah, 5 years, by the way, gents. Pretty much to the day that we started this.
It's not bad, right?
No, mate, not bad. And YouTube is only about 2 years, so yeah, we started doing it as a pod first. So yeah, we used to do the lives and then cancel it, didn't we?
Yeah, everyone's liking the comments and the stats. Ain't won in ages. Both managers yet to get a win. When was the last time they won a game? Wasn't it like 11 games ago or something as well, wasn't it? So, look, someone's run's going to end tomorrow, unless it's a boring 0-0. And do you know what? Patrick Barrett says it here. I'll take a 0-0 right now. Come on, everyone. Get your comments in. What do you think the score's going to be tomorrow? What's your thoughts going into the game? Be sure to get them down below. What are you thinking tomorrow, Ben, mate?
I think it's going to be 1-1, mate.
You take it, wouldn't you?
I'd take it. Yeah.
We've won a game in the last 5. They haven't. It might have been against Dagenham and Redbridge, but we still won.
Slow down, mate.
We'll take anything at this point, mate. 1-1, mate, and I would take a point, get out of there, move on to Tuesday. Yeah, Pompey. I think it's going to be. I don't know. Is there going to be much changes? Do you reckon? Do you reckon the likes of Saville might drop out? Or how do we see the team going to go? Mickey, what do you reckon?
I think he's going to keep Saville in because Saville will then want to prove a point to prove. I think some of the negativity in that has affected some of the players, and I think purely because of that, he just sit there and say, "Man up, you're going in." And I think maybe not keep. But you think about it realistically. Saville's played every game since November. Maybe he does need a rest. Maybe we need to put someone else in, but who is there to put in at the moment? Or maybe
Billy Mitchell. Billy Mitchell.
Yeah, our super winger.
I felt for him big time the other night, you know. I still could be annoyed at him and feel for him at the same time, right?
You're going to ruin people's Friday nights, mate. You're going to ruin people's Friday nights.
We're going to dig up the hatchet and do it again. I'll do it. Fuck it. I felt for him. He got brought on left mid. It's not his position, but he should have cleared it. I think
the problem was
he was having a stinker as well, even before.
I think it's what you said the other day, that we don't have that Steve Morrison character who would take it to the corner.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched the previous show, it's quite shit, so don't worry about it. But go watch it.
That's the spirit, Ricky, mate. Well done, pal.
Oh, mate, I've got a comment to put up in a minute, mate. Some guys are proper cutting me off earlier, mate.
Oh, yeah. Put it up now, come on.
It's in starred. And listen, this just proves that good, bad, the ugly, mate. Where you can put the comments up, mate. It is what it is. I am. There you go.
It is what it is.
Great podcast. Just can't watch it with that bald geezer on it. Unfortunately for you, Sam Browning, it's my fucking show, so I'll be on it whenever I want. You're sort of shit out of luck, fella. So, yeah. Sorry.
Can't please everyone, Ricky.
No, but we'll see you next week. Give us a subscribe while you're here.
Right.
Mate. Yeah, what about you, Omar? I said a draw.
Rich, if you're watching, could you maybe do me a special key ring for Sam what says that bald-headed cunt is that bald-headed fella's a cunt?
Get that bald-headed cunt off the podcast.
Yeah.
No baldies allowed. I think we'll win tomorrow. I really do.
Oh, do
Based on blind hope. But I feel like 12:30 kickoff, full away end. And do you know what? Actually, no, I'll be honest. I think we're going to lose. Okay, I've talked myself out of that. I just when I'm thinking about it, full house away end. If we go 1-0 down early, we'll lose 5-0. I genuinely mean it. How toxic it is at the minute. I feel that, and that's just me talking just how I feel. Like if we keep it cagey and get an early good start, I can see us nicking something from it. But if we got 1-0 down early doors, it'll be.
Mate, on the flip side, mate. Yeah, listen, they're in a bad place. I know they've got no manager, but they're in a bad place as well. So.
I think we've got to keep the game cagey. Keep it cagey, and I fancy us. But if we can see it early, it'll be a long day for us.
A good pal of mine's a Luton fan. Been chatting to him, and he was like, "It's as bad as he's seen it." So, yeah, they're in a bad place, mate. If we go 1-0 up early, that's the thing. We've got to have a bit of killer instinct about us. If we do go 1-0 up, we've got to try and, well, the way we're going at the minute, get 3 and 4. But
how long's any news on Femi Aziz or anything, guys? Nothing's been out about him, has there?
3-4 weeks, I heard.
Was it just a groin injury, Mickey? Was it?
I've got no idea, mate. I honestly, I haven't got an idea.
He was rubbing the inside.
What it is, I think it probably is the groin. I think it was a groin, but I think he had it before. But yeah, I think he'll be back. And I don't know. Marco is March. So I think, to be fair, most of the players who are injured are going to be coming back in the final running. So as long as they're training and they're keeping fit, and we're coming into that March time, and we're getting everyone back, we could fucking just suddenly go on a run, mate, and fucking piss the league.
Hope you're right, mate.
Listen, I'm only saying it now because that's Sam fucking hates me. So now I've said that, he's never going to watch again. Do you know what I mean?
You're not bitter about it, are you? Do you know what I mean? That's fine.
No, Sam, get in touch if you want to sponsor my home and away kit.
And the show.
Yeah. No, mate. They fucking come in with a fucking wig company or something, wouldn't they? Do you know what I mean?
I think,
I think we're going to win tomorrow.
I hope so. I just hope the players turn up. I always ask for this on an away game.
I fucking hope so. They're all going to be on the same coach, mate.
No, but especially like ones where you travel. In previous like under Rowett, under Harris, I felt like you knew within 10 minutes whether or not you're going to get a result. Like you just kind of had that feeling in an away game where like if there's off to a good start, and it's obviously we've got a good start Tuesday night. If we can replicate that, and do you know what? In reality, we didn't lose on Tuesday. If we get the same sort of good start tomorrow, I'll be positive. But
2 weeks now he's had with the players now, isn't he? So hopefully he's
had 3 weeks, mate. He's had 3 weeks.
No. Like he said on the press conference on Tuesday that he's only had 1 week on the grass with players.
Yeah.
So now it'll be 2 weeks.
Like when you think about what's our realistically speaking, what's our team tomorrow? I think I suspect Jensen in goal, Joe Bryan left back, Cooper, Tanganga and Kramer, or maybe Kramer.
I think Kramer or Harding will be right back because I don't think you want to be playing. Tango on right back because it will involve too much running, and we don't know how good his knee is, do we? So we know there's an issue there. So I wouldn't put him in the right back.
I suspect that'll be any of the combination there. And then you've got probably a 2-man midfield of Denor and maybe Southall, or maybe Denor and Mitchell, or maybe Mitchell.
I think out of the two, obviously got crucified from Tuesday. I don't think he'll chuck Billy in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then you've probably got Ben Gore Williams in the 10 again because he pulled up a cramp, keep him in the side.
No, he's fine.
Honeyman on the right.
I reckon Honeyman should be left back on the fucking training pitch.
No, I like Honeyman. I still like Honeyman. Do you know what? Even he sticks to my memory because he Stoke away a couple of years ago when he ran to the corner flag 97th minute and won us a corner. Is that sort of games where you're going to graft it out? I think I'd actually play him tomorrow. I'd actually play him.
Honeyman needs to play, just not in the number 10.
Yeah, I've been saying for ages I would like to see him play central because he's got so much energy, as in deeper, not in the 10.
I'd play him off the right. I'd have then Scanlon on the left, and then I'd have the sub up front to try and lump it and make it stick up top. That's
Scanlon, Scanlon would probably play in the wing. Yeah.
On Ivanovic and Langstaff, I felt like they were like I said it on Tuesday after the game. Like I felt like they were both. I felt like they were both headless chickens almost. Kind of they grafted, they tried, but that know-how was missing. But I think
the know-how piece, mate, 100%. Certainly late on.
It's like there was times where like it's like like when they go to close a player down, Ben, like and the player's already gone. Like it's little things like that where like when to put like kind of put the pressure on, when not to, and kind of play around it. Like, but I felt like at times like they're just kind of like deers in headlights. I think someone said John Marcus's name earlier. I said to the boys on the joke on Tuesday night, it's no difference having John Marcus up front, just grafting. And I don't mean that as criticism to the pair of them because, first season in the Championship for Langstaff and Ivanovic. But Marcus was that, he just ran around like a headless chicken. Couldn't cut it in the Championship.
Well, I think it was with Ivanovic, right? His link-up play has actually really improved over the last couple of games. Really has improved.
Agreed.
But Tuesday night was when I didn't want him knocking first-time passes or flicks around the corner. He had to hold it up, win a foul, get us up the pitch. It was that know-how that you're talking about, that sort of Steve Morrison, Lee Gregory type thing. Get it into his feet, have a touch, win a foul, keep the ball. That's all we needed to do. And it was a couple. Listen, I'm not digging him out at all because he was only on for 20 minutes, really. But we needed a bit more experience up there. It felt like. I think
Langstaff is involved in running around. He's not necessarily as in scoring. I think the problem is that Kylie's just said it there in the chat. Actually, the Roadrunner. What more? Is anyone going to tell him he actually needs to look up when he runs? Do you know what? That is it. Because there is various times. That's it. I'm going to get that done now. I'm going to find that little fucking clip, mate. But there was times, if you watch it back, that Watmore was up with the ball and Langstaff and the like were unmarked, and yet his fucking head's down and he kicks it fucking rose edge. Do you know what I mean? And it's like if you just look, but that's his style. He's always played like that. He's played like that in other places. But you're just like, you're in a teammate, right, who needs fucking goals. And we need to get the strikers' confidence up. So, if you see him unmarked, give him the fucking ball. Because at least then we might be able to fucking score. I know you scored 5 goals this season, but you ain't scored any since the beginning of the season. So maybe share the love a bit.
I will chuck out a little bit of defence for Langstaff. I don't think he's the answer long term. I just don't think he is. However, we don't play to his strengths or play anything like Notts County did last year and the seasons before. He always played in a 2. He had another forward next to him doing the runs that we're now making him do. And he's rolling.
He's never always played in a 2, though.
But he had someone either very close to him, Mickey, as in just like not even a 10, like a 10.5, or like it was pretty much always a 2.
He's played as a winger at Gateshead. He's played as a number 10. He's played as a target man, as a lone striker and stuff, and 1 or 2. He's played in various ones. If you look at his goal across, there is a variation, but it's looking what's what. Nice one, John.
You could argue Lee Gregory was the same. He struggled in Championship.
I think, but Lee Gregory struggled when he came to us. I think that once his confidence was growing, and the Serbs' confidence was growing when we won the 4 games back-to-back on 1-0s, and then all of a sudden we had the geriatric fucking, glass man come back, and it was like literally 6 weeks out, and he walked straight back in the team, and you're like, fuck me, how does that work? I don't think that's ever happened.
I bet you Watmore could tell you how many blades of grass there are at the desk. Okay, I'm going to ask the chat about this as well, right? And also to you boys. Honeyman should never play in a Wall shirt again, right? And another one further down, like people, Honeyman on the fucking coach left at the Den, and I know you joked it too, Mickey, and maybe this is just joke comments as well, but I feel like it's very harsh on a player that I feel like, not going to say he's been anything amazing for us, but he's been a player that's been counted on in the squad and done loads of jobs. I can feel like away from home. Never injured. I just mentioned Stoke away a couple of seasons ago. There's plenty of games that come to mind where like he's just been grafting and working his nuts off for the club, working his nuts off for the club. Yeah. We're not about that, and I know because everyone's going to say well, it's not just about that.
Controversial, Omar.
But players like we need players like that in this squad, and he's. No. And I don't, go on.
Is he a Millwall type player?
He
gives 150% on the pitch. He leaves everything on the pitch.
I also think he's got a lot of talent. Actually, I do as well. You know, I think he gets scapegoated a lot. Like he grafts his fucking arse off for the side, and I think he's not a bad player. He's played out of position a lot. It doesn't
6.5 every game. 6.5 every game.
It depends if he's in front goal. It's a 3 out of 10, but I'm happy to say that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like that's fine. But the fact that he's in them positions in the first place, you can look at it different ways, I suppose. But he's always been. I don't know. I think he's always been someone that's always put his effort, been in effort, and been counted on and relied on, and he doesn't have many wrong a game. I don't think. Yes, okay, he's lacking the talent in front goal, but I don't get the criticism. Like all this kind of like. You know, when Murray Wallace got linked to the transfer to Hull the other day and people were going, thank fuck, can't wait to see the back of him and all this sort of stuff. Like, it's not his fault that he's still here. The club have allowed him to stay here. But this geezer was also the player of the season, player of the season 3 or 4 years ago, played out of his skin for us, came to us, was, you know, really scapegoated him, was a bit of shit, came back from that, was fans player of the season, 2019, 2020. And everyone's just like turned their back on these players that have been here for a long time for us. I think there is sometimes too much loyalty, don't get me wrong. But we should have. I don't get this whole like, yeah, fuck him off, he's shit. Let's get rid of him, and like, you know, can't wait to see the back of him. Like, okay, I can't wait to see him go either. But I'm not. I just don't. You got to put more respect on these players that have been here for a long time for us. I don't get it.
Daily Millwall. Honeyman says himself that his best position is as a number 10.
He played deeper for Hull. He played centre midfield for Hull.
He did play centre midfield for Hull and Sunderland. But like, I just think like I just don't get all the toxicity about it, because these players have been here for a long time, yeah. But what would you not say no to a new contract? Like, if we got offered like 10 grand a week or whatever, and we're 33, thinking, fuck me, I can stick it another year here. Of course, you're going to do that. It's not their fault they get offered another contract.
No, and again, this is we're now at a position where it's highlighted more because we've got 5 or 6 of them at the club at the same time. If we only had 2 of them, you would almost be going, they wouldn't be playing as much. You'd be going, oh, Murray's on the bench, it doesn't matter.
I just wonder if last season they were promised, if you keep us up, you're going to get contracts, and they all went on holiday and they come back, and everyone who promised them the earth is no longer here, and someone else is in charge who's done a few media bits who basically said, until we're safe, we're not talking about contracts. And all of a sudden they've gone from thinking their family life was going to be sorted for at least another year to fuck.
Yeah, that team that turned us over last. Sorry, Ben. Do you know that team turned us over like 1-0 last week? They've just gone 3-0 up at Bramall Lane.
Good side, mate. It's a good result getting beat 1-0.
You know, I'll take the 1-0 defeat now. Go on, Ben.
I was going to say, but on that point though, Mickey, I can also see how that's really just it's not stable for them, is it? So I wouldn't blame them if they did now go, fucking hell, I don't know what my future's like in 6 months.
The negativity has affected him big time. Like the people on his back and all that lot, and he's probably on socials and all that lot. I mean, we know that, you know, that social media is toxic fucking a lot of the time. But
do you not think that Gallen could have framed it slightly different then?
Maybe. But
do you think he was right to come out and say that in public? That, like,
it depends. I mean, the problem you've got is you don't know what was going on, because at the time we had Harris doing his little tricks. We don't know what those players were around Harris, what they were doing. You know, maybe Gallen's idea was to just try and remove power and just go,
I think it's 4-0.
This is what we're doing. No, and you don't know why he did it, but there was obviously a reason for it. But I do agree that, you know, why should you be rewarding players who haven't got you safe yet?
Yeah. I don't agree.
I don't agree ever. I mean, I work in a sales background, same as you do, Ben. And, you know, we definitely...
I can't talk tonight, mate, so...
we don't get rewarded for failure, do we?
No. So, I've just realised I'm just that far behind on my telly, Omar. That's why.
Oh.
Like the other night. Shall I tell the story, Mickey? I'll tell it to all listeners as well. I watched the games on Now TV, so there's a bit of a delay. And I was having that much of a panic late on that I was also on flash score. So I'd seen that those fucking Welsh bastards had scored before they'd even scored. And I even sat there and waited for the ball to go in.
It's no worse.
I do that. I do that a lot of the time with these fuckers, mate, on the group chat. And they're fucking bastard. I'm like,
you coming useful. You coming useful though, because like if I'm at a game and I'm downstairs to get the beer at half time and I've missed it, I'm like, send me a video of the goal, please. I'll just occasionally pop over the chat with that one to Vicky. Like, just send me I missed the goal. Send me the video of it. It comes in useful for that purpose.
No, I don't. I do proper sales, not fucking market stall. Thanks.
Yeah. Slip him a quid, mate. I'll do anything for you. Don't worry.
Really? Thanks for that. Fucking slip him a quid and he'd do anything for that.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Fucking hell. Mickey sells pills in fucking Weatherspoons. 2 for a tenner, 3 for a tenner.
I like it.
Do seem to get. It's quite good, isn't it? Yeah, Ben, you're coming back next week.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do, mate.
I think we need to get the contracts written first, mate. Sign you up on it in exclusivity. So, yeah, Stephen Jones, right back for Luton. What? Stephen Jones, right back for Luton.
Is there actually
that is, so, yeah. Fuck off. Peter Sullivan, you are a fucking giant, so I'll be careful what I say because you're fucking bigger than Omar, but come on. Get Mickey a beard and we'll have Uncle Albert.
The old infrared rub out.
Come on, Mickey. What's your prediction for score tomorrow, mate? And then we'll start to wrap up.
I'm going to go 2-1 Millwall.
Goal scorers?
I'm going to go Saville and Langstaff. But to be fair, I'm probably going to go 3-1 now because I think Williams will score as well.
Be nice if he did, or just involved in another goal. Keep that hype up. Keep that hype up around him.
I'd like to just see a shithouse 1-0 win. I think the players need it. But
I just can't deal with another 90
we've got it in
us against the wall. Yeah, that's the trouble.
I just don't know if we've got it in us. I think we need to have a 2-1 or a 2-0.
We haven't got that in us, then. What have we got in us, though? And this is now I'm feeling negative now after doing this. I'm dreading it now. I really am tomorrow.
Did
Alex Neil have hair before he signed?
He had a fucking shoulder limp, didn't he, when he joined 3 weeks ago? Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm amazed we've not signed anyone yet. Like before this weekend, especially after Tuesday. And I'm not saying that does maybe dictate to a panic buy situation, but you see how light we've been from Saturday. We've not signed a single player this week. I don't know.
Trying those. I think the problem is
Luke Cundle.
Luke Cundle, I think we put another. There's something that you got. Do Luke Cundle, and then I'll go through some of the starred ones, and we'll come out of those. Go on.
Luke Cundle. What about him?
I
think we put another offer in.
You think we'll go back?
Yeah,
I think we'll have to, won't we? Surely. I mean,
it's not very often again that Rich says that we're in for a player, and it's not often we then don't get that player, is it?
It's true. He looks a tiny player, to say. Wasn't he at Plymouth the season before last? Then he was on loan to Stoke last year. And then this year he's been just making up numbers for the 23s at Wolves.
Look, championship group me and Omar were on. There was the Plymouth guy earlier reckons that Whittaker has gone to Borough for 6 million. And
I thought Borough were in a bit of financial trouble.
Well, they're about to sell us Josh Coburn, ain't they? So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What do you think of that one then? Like, Coburn obviously
he could be tomorrow, I think. I heard.
What? What did you say?
I think he's back. It's either tomorrow, I think, but he's back in. I thought he was back in training when he's someone.
Listen, if he's playing tomorrow, we're winning 2-0. Game over. Job done. Never in that. And he'll get injured afterwards, but you know.
Yeah. What do I think about it? I thought it was an interesting one, timing of it as well, because you could almost have waited for him to come back from injury, see how he's recovered, see if he does score a few goals, and then put a bid in sort of mid-season for him. It wouldn't have any effect, would it?
I feel like they're being a bit sneaky, is my thought process, which actually I'm not against.
Trying to get in there before he does do that.
I think also, like, his value probably would have. They wanted something stupid like £4 or £5 million, didn't they? Last summer, it felt like. So maybe his value now.
It's his lowest point now.
It could be.
I think the injury come at the right
time. £2 million now, and it's like if you said to me you can get Cohen for £1.5 million, £2 million. I don't know how much it is, but if that's what it is, I'd do it. I think.
If it was 3.
No, a bit
He's pushing it. I want to see some more games from him, but that's when you're playing with. He's been playing with fire rate a little bit. I think £2 million. If we say that to me now and we take the risk on Coburn, I think he's worth it for what we've seen enough. I think the problem is we obviously haven't got him fully fit for a sustained period. But if you said to me, is he a £2 million striker? I'd go from what I've seen him so far.
Yeah, I think 2 million. I think 1.5 would be the ideal, like, sweet spot. Maybe with another $500,000 with add-ons, maybe. But I think, I think
you've got to think. He's the same player that played against Leeds, started the season for Middlesbrough and scored like that goal. And I think he's not going up. It's the same
injury. Yeah, I think the injury probably come at the right time for us, to be fair, rather than him. And hopefully he comes back stronger. But I think we could have been in a position that if he'd have absolutely smashed the granny out of it last season, towards this part of the season, and he was fit, then Borough could be going, we'll have him back.
Yeah.
So,
I don't. Again, I think. Yeah, if it was sort of under $3 million, I think I'd be keen on him.
Yeah, I think so.
I think too, but there was a couple of things what do you call it? Starred. JB was our anchor, and we've been drifting since he passed. I think we've still got the same commitment from the family. I think that. I think you're seeing everything more out there than what you did before. Don't forget, we lost an experienced head of media. We lost a fantastic super head of recruitment, Aldo, and obviously Steve Kavanagh. So I think that
mate on the go there.
What's that?
You got a bit of an aneurysm on the go, I'll tell you.
Yeah, no more. Yeah. It's those pills I'm selling in Wetherspoons later.
On that comment though, I use this analogy a lot, and I've said it to you a lot on the show before. Like, you are passing the anchors, like the anchor is JB, right, and the old steady Eddie, if you want to say that, and you pass it to his son who has his own ideas, and this is what we're seeing now. I think he is changing things. He is doing this. He's doing that because he's got his own ideas. He's young. He's ambitious. He's hungry, and he wants to try and do that. The trouble is that could go the other way. I hope it doesn't. I feel like it won't. But it's the same way, like, if I said to you, here you go, take control of the club. Like, you've not done it before. You're going in. Like, you're going to naturally just start to learn. You're learning on the job. That's what they are. They're learning on the job. So that's why we're seeing what we're seeing at the minute.
No, that's it. I mean, he's never run a football club before, is he? Do you know what I mean? I think he does finance and venture capitalists or whatever I think they are over there. So, I mean, the fact that, I wouldn't want to run a football club. I wouldn't want to be in charge. There's so many fucking plates, so many different angles, contracts, players' contracts, commercial contracts, trademarks, this, that, the development, everything is fucking hell. It blow my head as well. Do you know what I mean? And that's just, I wouldn't want it.
I'll do it.
No, I don't know if you realise, but I was fan on the board and I've seen it, mate. I don't want to do it.
You was fan on the board? I didn't know that, mate.
Daily Millwall. 2 years, mate. Only 2 years. I've done one stint. So I was the second only one before FIFA rules come in and mean that they had to employ someone. Hence, they had Shona, and now they've got Alex Russell, who's doing a great job and helped me out with something when I helped another fan out. So he's good as gold. So Daily Millwall. The club has a $20 million loan facility from Chestnut Hill Ventures that needs to be paid back this year. What normally happened most years, there was loans and they rely for a couple of years and they just keep going. They normally end up getting turned into share options. They don't actually ever get taken back. They just end up being turned into share options normally. That's what they've done over the last few years. So I would suggest that they probably do that again.
There's a couple of comments about the chairman comments as well, mate. That we made. Andrew Roberts says, I think Jimmy's thinking more about the regen project and what Chestnut Ventures will get out of it than his old man did. Thoughts?
See, I disagree with that. I would say that Jimmy James, whatever it is, I would say he is more interested in the football club's workings to become self-sufficient. And yes, the regen is a way to make the club self-sufficient. But if you remember back 2013, 14, there was a comment in the Times when JB took over and they questioned him, and he basically put in there that, well, if the football don't work out, I've got the regen to make my money back. But don't forget, this family's put over £150 million into our club.
They don't need the money back anyway. It's fine. We've got one more comment back to it anyway. I don't think we have been drifting. I think Jimmy has a new way forward, but maybe a little bit quicker than we all used to. And that's from Carly as well. And Danny Mill says, will the coming Labour government recession kill the regen?
No.
We'll see. Go on, Mickey.
Guys, do you think that we will get at least 3-4 players in the last week of the window? I reckon we will.
I did before this weekend. But if we've not signed anyone, I think maybe 2 or 3. To be honest.
Fuck me. How negative is Omar?
I don't know. I blame the Estrellas that I'm drinking. It's making me realise what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to sit through watching us lose tomorrow. But I'm happy to prove wrong.
Right, to there. Where are we? Let's go back there. Are we signing Coburn? Possibly. Is there any other standout? There's someone who turned around and said, Mickey, can I have some of your pills? Just for the records and just for YouTube, so they don't end up blocking us. I do not sell narcotics in any shape or form.
You did say you're a salesman.
Yeah, but not fucking narcotics. Andy Herbert says, why the fuck are we buying him? His injury? No, he's a great player, mate. Plays 2 off for 6 months. No, I think if he gets a run and we get him fit, then I think he's probably going to be a good add-on for us. So yeah. Do we think Wolves do you think Wolves rejected as they want Tango as part of the deal in the summer? Wolves haven't even, as far as I'm led to believe from people in the press and some agents, Wolves hasn't actually made an offer. It was a story up their way from a little independent fucking paper, and again, as always, it just runs and runs and runs. So
I'm loving these comments for you tonight, Mickey.
Yeah, I'm bitterly disappointed.
You do sound feedback about it.
I don't, mate.
Holston pills,
Mate, there's someone. Jokes aside, there is someone who I know through work, and she does that. Right?
Well, I didn't know where you were going then.
Yeah, but she does that, right? And she thinks she makes over $1,000 a month, and we're like, what the fuck? So, yeah. So, yeah, if anyone wants to buy pictures of Omar's feet, we can sort it out.
Yeah, well, no, I'm all right. So.
I think we're pretty much there.
I'm not cheap.
I mentioned Williams. I said that he was pretty much Neymar. So, yeah, I think it was there. As I said earlier, I do not sell narcotics.
Definitely getting banned after this.
Sleeping tablets, maybe.
You're going to wake up to the YouTube channel in the morning. See that?
I think we're done with me.
I think so.
Debate. Mate. Leonard was the worst. Was worst. The honeymoon. What? Debate. Leonard was worst. The honeymoon when he come to the club, always injured, then become a fantastic right centre back, right back. Honeymoon would be a good right back.
Yeah, I mean, we gave Lenny loads of stick, didn't we, when he first joined us?
It's true.
It's
true. I think he did get a lot. Same with a lot of the players the first time, for us to be honest. They can all come back to it, though.
Yeah. Andrew Roberts, if you think that a regen is going to fucking give them on the land what they've got is going to give them £150 million back plus, no chance. That development is nowhere near going to bring in 150 million in profit. No chance in a million years. There's not enough property there. Not enough. So, yeah, I don't think they'll make 150 because they're going to have to do it with a partnership. They're not a developer. So by the time you bring a developer in, the developer will be working at shit margins. And, yeah, I reckon they'll probably get a lump sum up front, probably pay something off or something and get a load of properties. So I can't see them making that. So, yeah. Darren Swan says 3-1. Mickey fans only.
God.
What the fuck is that?
We don't want to see him say that out loud. What the fuck?
Omar in stockings with his hobbit feet.
It's gone weird turning, guys.
It's gone weird.
So I'm gonna get another beer and we're gonna call it a night, I think, Mickey. Although you do need hairy story pills, yeah.
That's coming in the night, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. Call it, mate. Let's get it done.
We're done then. What's
Yeah,
the name of it? Oh, right. Someone's fucking taking the piss. Has he got a mad name or something, can it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Go on.
I don't know. It's obviously Jacob, and then it'll be Powuzna.
Jakob
Prozny.
There you go.
There you go.
Go on, Mickey. Jakob what?
Named after a lover.
Jakob what, Mickey?
Huh?
Jakob what?
Provosi or something. I don't fucking know. He's a keeper. There we go. I fucking hate you lot. So, yeah.
Love you too.
Dan, well, there's even Kramer, Langstaff, right wing back, all 3 goals from high quality crosses that clear the first man. Also, sausage rolls will be 125 in the ground. So, safe journey to everyone going to the back garden derby, including Omar. He'll be on a train. Probably telling you that he turned 30 last week, so just give him a beer and fuck off. And that's probably the easiest way. Omar, any final words, fella?
Did you know I turned 30 last Friday?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Thank you, mate. Thanks, everyone, for the chat. It's been good fun tonight.
Thank you very much to those of you who brought Omar a beer last week. Much appreciated. He loved his what was it, tomato juice and
it was peanut butter whiskey and something whiskey with tomato juice.
I got a bottle of that in the freezer from Stuart in the thing, mate. Gave it to me for my wedding as a wedding present. It's lovely. It's fucking lovely in the freezer, mate. So yeah. Ben, you got any final words? Just remember what show you're on, please.
No, it's been good, mate. It's been good. A little bit of positivity, and yeah, I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow. I think I'm changing my scoreline prediction, mate. I'm gonna go 2-1. We're gonna win. Fuck it.
1-0 Millwall. Oh, there you go.
2-1 for we're gonna win. Thanks very much. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with a friend if you like it. If you don't, still like and subscribe, and come back next week. Laters.
Oh, giddy up and get away. Oh, we're going Millwall, and we're going today. Here we go. Rocking all over the